And we need to come together and fight for it again so that we point in that direction and ask our neighbors and ask our political representatives, go fight for more funding in Sacramento for education. Now, as to the situation here, and I don't want to take 10 minutes and go through the list. You want more classes? I want more classes for you, okay? Period, end of the sentence. Since I came in, we've added classes to the schedule. We have not cut winter. We will not cut winter, period, all right? In fact, if anything, since I came in, I've added 70 sections to the current schedule. And we haven't even started yet. So one of the things that I would like to ask you, and I did have an opportunity to meet quietly with some of the student representatives from this group, rally group, yesterday. We had a good dialogue. We're going to continue it today. We need to get into a room and talk about a plan for adding classes, because we did budget. I budgeted extra money for classes this year, $1 million. All right, that's a matter of public record. And so, but we need to have a plan. So I want to know if you need a class to graduate by June, what is it so that we can get it for you? That's not everybody. That's some of you. And we need to fix that. But our plan, our Student Access and Success Initiative that our Board of Trustees approved in September, on my recommendation, added $1 million for student access and success so that we could add classes this year for students who are our most vulnerable. Students in Ujima, Puente, our veterans. We spent significant money this year on expanding our service to veterans. Positions in counseling, EOP&S, DSP&S, our Title IX women athletes, new programs in environmental science, and new programs in workforce education. Because yes, some of you are transferring, but 25% of our students are workforce students, are here to get training for a job. And we need to add classes there. Now, of course, the difficulty, so we're adding classes. And the budget has not been cut. This year's budget, which you'll see on your board, is I'm looking at it, it's $139 million. Last year, it was $132 million. So I don't know how you count, but 132, that's a bigger number. All right, so the budget didn't go down, it went up. All right, now, there is this issue of, hey, wait a second, the college is sitting on all this bank, okay, and all this surplus, right? It's just sitting on and hoarding cash, all right? That's a view, all right? You get your opinion, but here, let me just say how I see it, and then we'll let the process work itself out. You know, I am an English teacher too, like Roger. I still teach. I'll be teaching this summer. And one of the things I love to teach is the great black playwright August Wilson. I think he's actually one of the great American playwrights of all time. He has this wonderful play called The Piano Lesson. And in the play, the brother and the sister are fighting over the family piano. And the sister's position is that piano, the family in the family, they were slaves and carved the story of the family in that piano. And the brother wanted to sell the piano because it was 1936 in Pittsburgh, wanted to sell the piano because he wanted to buy land for a farm. It's a good thing. The sister didn't want to sell the piano because the family's history was carved on that piano. So when I teach that play and when I read that play, the difference, our decisions in life are not between one real good thing and one real bad thing, but they're between two good things. Okay? And we only have hard choices. I see my time is up here. Our choices are moving forward. We're going to have to put up that U building over there, all right? We have to take it down. And it's going to cost us $15 million to move everybody out of that building this summer. And it's going to cost us $75 million to put up a new science and health building. Now, I understand that some of you may say, well, that's not, okay. but the money that you think is a surplus is going to go to students. The question is how. So I think the thing we all need to do is to continue our meetings. I look forward to working with you so that we can figure out how we can do all things, both things, but not everybody gets what they want. We're going to continue to add some classes, but we also have to continue to buy computers, and we have to continue to build buildings. So I thank you for this time. I thank you for congregating on this beautiful day, and let's work together to keep this college that has been here for 86 years and keep it going great. So thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Rocha. We will be meeting with Dr. Rocha today at 3 p.m. So every single student is welcome to join us and have a dialogue with the president. So next up is a student, Vlad Visky Mestas. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not the best speaker and I also have an accent, but I'll try to do my best. So I'll start by saying that in the past days, I felt some sort of fear and apathy. And fear and apathy are the most important enemies of progress. Students in Europe, tens of thousands of students in Europe, have started protesting against education cuts. We are doing the same thing here. We're exercising our right to protest and ask for solutions and ask for more classes, because that's what we need. Not all students are here today, but I know that all students at PCC, each one of them, wants more classes. When they go in the first day of class and try to add, they're being told, sorry, no ads. Well, that's the situation. I'm going to first try to clarify to you the role of the administrators of this college, the president, the board of trustees, the student trustee. These are just institutions that you need to know how to relate to. They are your servants, they are supposed to answer your questions, and they respond in front of you. You respond in front of them at an academic level and behavior level. But when it comes to actual facts and when it comes to classes, they answer in front of you. I was at a meeting where President Rocha was present last week, and he presented his plan for PCC. And one of the main themes of his presentation was the fact that the school needs to cut 700 classes. It's outrageous. I have seen the presentation with my own eyes. There are many people here today that saw the PowerPoint slide where it said PCC needs to cut 700 classes. So in terms of budget and classes, that is the push, because that's the situation. And the fact is that PCC, I have here 4 years in a row of PCC budget. It's the year 2007, 2008, 08, 09, 09, 010, and 10, 11. So let's look at the numbers, the actual numbers, because PCC has a beginning balance right here, which means that's what PCC has before receiving any money from the state. The year starts, and here we have this money over there sitting in the bank. 3 years ago, PCC had $14.5 million. Oh, the crisis came. You might imagine, as everyone tells you, oh, it's going to be really bad, we need budget cuts. Well, somehow, next year, PCC had beginning balance of $15.8 million. So, about $1.3 million in surplus. Let's go to the next year, when the crisis was even worse. PCC accumulated in the beginning balance 18.5, $3 million more of surplus. Let's go to next year, 2010, 2011. PCC has $19.8 million. So So in 3 years, PCC accumulated in surplus $5 million. Well, it's been a crisis, as we all understand, but somehow PCC makes more money every year, and they keep stashing the money over there. Well, I don't know what you want to do with the money, but I think the solution with the money in a sustainable way is to add more classes. To add one class, it costs about $5,400 on average. With $1 million, you can add 200 classes, which would help roughly 8,000 students. Well, President Rocha at the meeting that I was telling you about said that 8,000 students did not get classes at the beginning of this semester. They actually were accepted at PCC but did not get any classes. Well, let's make the calculations. 8,000 to $1 million, that's about 8,000 students that we could actually help. So, and I'll be very short, and I'm gonna finish very... Also, another very important fact is that there is this trend to make students go from student access. The beauty of community colleges is that they accept everyone. And even a mother with a kid, even a poor person, even a black person, a Mexican American, or every other person can come to PCC. And they can take one class, two classes, they can switch majors, they can do all these amazing things and educate themselves. That's the beauty of community colleges. Well, what President Rocha is suggesting, and I will quote him now. He says, our problem is not sections, but the fact that PCC has to educate and pay for students with more than 60 units. The trend is going from student access, accepting everyone, to student performance, just the ones that actually do well and achieve goals of transferring or getting an AA degree or AS degree. Well, I personally think that student access is the most important thing, because each class that you take educates you and makes you better. Even though you're not going to get you're not going to transfer, you're not going to get the degree soon. You will, year after year, that's why we have students that are past 40 years old that still go to PCC. And I mean, that's the whole reason community colleges exist. So we should not go from cutting student access and going to student performance, because student performance, how do you even assess what performance is? Based on what? Based on moral issues? I don't think so. So, and lastly, my last point will be about student access and student initiative. President Rocha mentioned that the Board of Trustees approved that plan. And he also mentioned the fact that it will help students. My question is how it will help students. With an iPhone app? Well, if we have the iPhone app, we can't add classes that don't exist.